10 extraordinary hotels you must see to believe. Forget what you know about hotels, because some places around the world are far more than just beds and walls. They are art pieces, engineering marvels, or even living stories. Have you ever walked into a hotel shaped like a giant crocodile? Or slept underground, shielded by ancient rock formations? These aren't fantasy novels. They are real hotels, waiting for travelers who dare to step beyond the ordinary. In this journey, we'll uncover 10 of the most extraordinary hotels on Earth, each one stranger, bolder, or more magical than the last. From surreal art lodges in Berlin to ice palaces in Sweden, these days prove that a hotel can be more than just a stopover. It can be the main event. Buckle up, because these are the hotels you must see to believe. Gagudju Crocodile Hotel, Australia. When you hear crocodile in Australia, your first thought is usually of the wild creatures lurking in rivers. But in Kakadu National Park, you'll find something even wilder, a hotel shaped like a massive crocodile. The Gagudju Crocodile Hotel is not just themed. It is literally designed as a giant reptile, stretching 250 meters long. From above, its body forms the hotel wings, its legs are the corridors and the entrance, right through the open jaws. The hotel was built in 1988, at a time when Kakadu was gaining global recognition as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The design wasn't just for fun, it was a cultural nod to the crocodile, which holds deep spiritual significance for the Bainenj people, the indigenous custodians of the land. For them, the crocodile represents creation, strength, and survival. So, what looks like a quirky tourist attraction actually carries deep cultural roots. Inside, the strangeness continues in a more subtle way. Guest rooms are arranged along the body, looking out onto a lush courtyard shaped like the crocodile's belly. At the heart of the hotel lies a pool, fittingly in the shape of an egg. Everywhere, artwork by local Aboriginal artists decorates the walls, reminding guests that this isn't just any hotel, it's part of the land's living culture. Visitors often say the real magic comes at sunrise, when a mist rises over the Kakadu wetlands, and you realize you're sleeping inside a crocodile in one of the most biodiverse landscapes on Earth. It's part kitsch, part cultural homage, and entirely unforgettable. The Gagudju Crocodile Hotel is proof that architecture can be fun, symbolic, and rooted in tradition all at once. Propeller Island City Lodge, Berlin. Berlin has always been a playground for artists, rebels, and dreamers. But no art installation in the city has ever been quite as immersive as Propeller Island City Lodge, a hotel where every single room is a surreal world of its own. Created by German artist Lars Storchen, this wasn't a hotel in the traditional sense. It was more of a walk-in art gallery where guests could actually live inside the artwork. No two rooms were alike. Some looked like fun houses. One room had furniture glued upside down to the ceiling, so guests felt like they were standing on the wrong side of reality. Another room was an infinite mirror chamber where reflections stretched into eerie eternity. Yet another recreated the claustrophobic feel of a prison cell, but with plush details and strange humor that turned discomfort into curiosity. The hotel opened in the 1990s and quickly became a cult favorite for those seeking something offbeat. Guests weren't just booking a room, they were booking an experience. Imagine sleeping in a coffin-shaped bed or inside a room that looked like a child's drawing come to life. Each visit was like starring in your own surreal dream sequence. Beyond shock value, Propeller Island reflected Berlin's larger cultural identity. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, the city reinvented itself as a hub of experimentation, where artists could push boundaries. This hotel embodied that energy. It was weird, playful, and sometimes unsettling, but always unforgettable. Sadly, the original Propeller Island closed in 2016 due to building regulations, but its legend lives on. Travelers who were lucky enough to stay there often describe it as the most bizarre night of their lives. And while you can't check in anymore, The concept remains an icon of how hotels can be transformed into living, breathing art. Nullstern Hotel, Switzerland. Most hotels brag about 5 stars. But in Switzerland, one hotel proudly declared itself Nullstern, 0 stars. At first, it sounded like a joke. But in reality, the idea behind the Nullstern Hotel was radical. Strip away every luxury, every unnecessary distraction, and put the spotlight entirely on the guest. The first version of this hotel opened in 2009 in an abandoned nuclear fallout shelter in Tuffen. The bunker had cold concrete walls, industrial lighting, and a chilling atmosphere. Instead of trying to disguise it, the creators, Swiss conceptual artists Frank and Patrick Ricklin, embraced the rawness. Guests slept on basic cots, surrounded by exposed pipes and whitewashed walls. There was no luxury, no frills, just the raw experience of being in a place that was never meant for comfort. Their motto? The only star is you. By removing the fluff, the artists forced people to confront the essentials of hospitality: a bed, shelter, and the feeling of being cared for. It was a statement about consumerism and how obsessed the world had become with ratings and luxury. The concept struck a chord. Some guests found it liberating, others found it unsettling, but it was never boring. Later, the artists expanded the project into open-air versions, literally beds placed in meadows, vineyards, or even beside highways. Guests slept under the stars, completely exposed, with butlers delivering breakfast to their open-air rooms. The irony of 0 stars became clear. When you're lying under the galaxy, you actually get millions of stars. Yetving Viluyana, Sri Lanka. Deep in the cultural heart of Sri Lanka, near the famous rock fortress of Sigiriya, lies a hotel that looks less like construction and more like a natural extension of the land. Jetwing Viluyana is a masterpiece of eco-architecture, designed not to conquer nature, but to live in harmony with it. What makes it extraordinary is its setting. Instead of building on existing land, the hotel developers created an artificial wetland, a reclaimed ecosystem of lakes, reed beds, and paddy fields. Over 24 acres, they transformed barren land into a living, breathing sanctuary. Villas were then built within this environment, each blending seamlessly into its surroundings. Some float above water, others nestle within forest groves, and others rise above rice paddies, offering guests a glimpse of rural life. Designed by environmental architect Sunila Jayawardena, every detail reflects a balance between comfort and conservation. Thatched roofs, wooden walkways, and open-air spaces echo traditional Sri Lankan village life, while hidden luxuries ensure guests don't feel deprived. But the true luxury here is the environment. Staying at Jetwing Viluyana means sharing space with over 140 species of birds, rare mammals like the slender loris, and countless insects that thrive in this man-made paradise. Guests often describe it as a place where you don't just stay, you belong. You wake up to birdsong, watch fireflies at night, and dine while overlooking fields that sway with the breeze. It feels less like a hotel and more like stepping into a living eco-museum. Jetwing Viluyana has become a global case study in sustainable tourism, showing how hotels can restore ecosystems instead of damaging them. In a world where development often destroys habitats, this place proves the opposite is possible. Hotelito Desconocido, Mexico. In Spanish, Hotelito Desconocido means little unknown hotel. And true to its name, this secluded eco-resort on Mexico's Pacific coast once offered guests a retreat into pure simplicity. No phones, no televisions, no distractions from the modern world. Reaching the hotel itself was an adventure. Accessible only by boat, it felt cut off from reality the moment you arrived. The rooms weren't just numbered. They were themed after Mexican loteria cards, each decorated with vibrant folk art and rustic designs. Guests didn't get electronic keys or modern gadgets. Instead, they entered a world lit by candlelight and moonlight. The architecture was a tapestry of wood, palm leaves, and handcrafted details. Balconies overlooked lagoons where pelicans glided, and hammocks swayed gently in the ocean breeze. The hotel's philosophy was about escape, not luxury in the traditional sense, but the luxury of disconnection. Meals were made with local ingredients, often eaten outdoors with only the sound of waves as background music. Activities range from kayaking through mangroves to simply doing nothing, reading, meditating, or just breathing in the peace. Hotelito Desconocido became a legend among travelers who craved authenticity. Sadly, in later years it was caught up in controversy and eventually shut down, but its memory lives on as one of the most unique and soulful hotels Mexico ever had. Desert Cave Hotel, Australia, Cobra Pedy. If the thought of sleeping underground makes you uneasy, Cobra Pedy might just change your mind. Known as the opal capital of the world, this small town in South Australia faces scorching desert temperatures that can easily reach 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit during the summer. To survive, residents took their lives beneath the surface, digging homes, shops, and even churches into the earth. Out of this unique tradition came one of the most unusual accommodations on Earth, the Desert Cave Hotel. At first glance, the hotel looks like a modest desert lodge. But step inside, and you'll find staircases leading down into the rock itself. The cave rooms are carved from sandstone, creating a natural insulation that keeps the temperature steady and cool. No air conditioning needed. The walls are left raw and textured, reminding guests that they are literally living inside the Earth's geology. Each room has modern comforts, beds, lights, and en-suite bathrooms, but the atmosphere is unlike anywhere else. The silence is deeper, the air feels still, and the lack of windows creates a cocoon-like sense of peace. Many visitors say it's the best sleep they've ever had, as the underground setting shuts out all external noise and harsh desert light. Beyond the hotel rooms, Cobra Pedy itself feels like another world. You can explore underground churches, visit opal mines, and even dine in cave restaurants. The Desert Cave Hotel extends this experience with a subterranean bar and gaming room, where you sip cocktails surrounded by rock walls carved decades ago. What makes this hotel extraordinary isn't just its novelty, it's how it embodies the survival spirit of the community. In a place where the surface is nearly unlivable, people carved out a hidden town, proving human adaptability knows no limits. V8 Hotel, Stuttgart, Germany. If you're someone who dreams in horsepower, whose childhood was spent collecting toy cars, or who still feels their pulse quicken at the roar of an engine, then V8 Hotel in Stuttgart, Germany, is the ultimate destination. Stuttgart is the birthplace of both Mercedes-Benz and Porsche, so it's no surprise that this city is a shrine to automotive culture. And at the heart of it sits a hotel where cars aren't just transportation. They're the theme, the art, and even the furniture. Walking into the V8 Hotel feels like stepping into a living museum of classic automobiles. Each room is individually designed with a different automotive theme, and the creativity is astonishing. Beds shaped like vintage cars, headlights that double as bedside lamps, and decor inspired by mechanics' workshops. This isn't a gimmick, it's a tribute to German engineering heritage. You might find yourself sleeping in a repurposed Cadillac or inside a Mercedes-Benz themed suite, where chrome finishes gleam under soft lights. One of the highlights is the car wash room, designed to mimic the look of a car wash tunnel, complete with colorful lights and brushes. Then there's the racing room, where the decor celebrates motorsport with checkered flags, pit lane designs, and seats made from actual racing car parts. Another favorite among guests is the drive-in cinema room, complete with a giant movie screen and retro drive-in vibes. Each space turns a simple night's stay into an imaginative journey. The hotel is part of the Motorworld complex, which means car enthusiasts can enjoy much more than themed rooms. Motorworld is essentially a car lover's paradise, featuring showrooms filled with classic cars, rare collectibles, and luxury vehicles. Imagine waking up, stepping out of your hotel room, and being surrounded by Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and Aston Martins, all displayed like works of art. What makes V8 Hotel so special is the playful nostalgia it offers. Families love it because kids get to sleep in cars they would normally only see in movies, while adults revel in the craftsmanship and history behind each design. It's whimsical, but also deeply rooted in Stuttgart's automotive culture. For car enthusiasts, staying here is more than just a novelty. It's like sleeping inside a dream garage. And even for those who aren't motorheads, the creativity and detail make for a stay you'll never forget. The V8 Hotel proves that passion can become architecture. In Stuttgart, cars aren't just driven. They're celebrated, lived in, and even slept in. Magic Mountain Hotel, Chile, Huilo Reserve. Hidden deep within the lush Patagonian rainforest of Chile lies one of the most surreal hotels on Earth, the Magic Mountain Hotel. At first sight, it looks like something straight out of a fantasy film. A giant cone-shaped structure covered in moss and vegetation, with a waterfall cascading down from its roof like a living volcano. It's part fairy tale, part eco-wonder, and entirely unforgettable. The hotel is located inside the Huilo Biological Reserve, a private nature reserve in the Andes famous for its breathtaking biodiversity. Getting there is an adventure in itself. You journey through dense forests, winding mountain roads, and wooden bridges before finally arriving at this whimsical lodge. Suddenly, it appears out of the greenery like a mystical mountain that grew out of the earth. The design of the Magic Mountain Hotel was inspired by local Mapuche legends. The indigenous people of the region spoke of a mystical mountain that granted wishes to anyone who could find it. Architects turned that myth into a reality by building a hotel that truly looks alive. The exterior is covered with native plants that grow thicker each season, blending it into the rainforest. The waterfall spilling from the rooftop not only adds to the spectacle, but also symbolizes purity and life, echoing the spiritual beliefs of the region. Inside, the hotel feels warm, rustic, and intimate. The rooms are built with natural wood, giving off a cozy cabin-like atmosphere, but each window offers views of pristine rainforest. Imagine waking up to the sound of waterfalls, with mist rising from the trees and birds singing outside your window. Even the corridors are designed to feel organic, as if they're part of the mountain itself. The Magic Mountain Hotel isn't just a place to stay, it's a gateway to adventure. The Magic Mountain Hotel is more than an architectural curiosity. It's a reminder of the harmony between humans and nature. It combines myth, design, and environment into one extraordinary creation. For travelers, it's not just about spending a night. It's about stepping into a legend. Here, the line between fantasy and reality truly disappears. Attrape-Rives Bubble Hotel, France. If you've ever dreamed of sleeping under the stars without the discomfort of camping, then the Attrape-Rives Bubble Hotel in France will make your fantasy come true. This unusual hotel offers guests the chance to spend the night inside giant transparent bubbles set in the middle of forests, meadows, or gardens, blurring the line between nature and luxury. Located in several scenic regions of France, including Provence, Aloche, and Montagnac, the Attrape-Rives Catch a Dream concept was created to give travelers a unique way to reconnect with the outdoors while still enjoying modern comforts. Instead of walls and ceilings, you're surrounded by 360-degree views of the sky, trees, and stars, all while lying on a comfortable bed in a climate-controlled bubble. The bubbles themselves are made of eco-friendly, recyclable materials and are inflated using silent air blowers that keep them upright. Each bubble is carefully placed in a secluded natural setting, ensuring privacy for guests while also creating the feeling that you've stepped into your own little world. During the day, sunlight floods the space, creating a warm, dreamy glow. At night, the real magic begins. The clear dome becomes a planetarium, offering an uninterrupted view of the Milky Way. Every bubble comes with thoughtful details that make the stay cozy yet surreal. Guests can choose from different theme designs. Some bubbles are minimal and elegant, while others feature romantic decor with soft lighting and cozy fabrics. There are also semi-transparent versions for those who want a little more privacy, and even luxury bubbles with attached jacuzzis for the ultimate stargazing experience. But what really sets Atrapareves apart is its philosophy of ecotourism. The bubbles are designed to leave almost no impact on the environment. They're placed on wooden platforms rather than concrete foundations, meaning they can be removed without harming the land. With sustainable materials and low-energy systems, the hotel invites guests to enjoy nature without damaging it. For activities, the surroundings provide endless opportunities. Guests can hike through pine forests, wander lavender fields, or cycle through picturesque French countryside before returning to their bubble sanctuary. And because many of the locations are in Provence, some of the most beautiful villages, vineyards, and food experiences in France are just a short drive away. Still, the most extraordinary moments happen inside the bubble itself. Picture lying in bed with a glass of wine, watching shooting stars streak across the sky, or waking up to the sunrise, painting the forest in golden light, all without ever leaving your duvet. It's camping without the hassle. No bugs, no tents, just pure immersion in the beauty of nature. The Atrapareves Bubble Hotel is not just a place to sleep. It's an experience of wonder, a reminder of how incredible the natural world looks when we slow down and truly observe it. It's perfect for couples seeking romance, adventurers craving novelty, or anyone who has ever wanted to fall asleep under the stars in complete comfort. Here, you don't just stay in a hotel, you stay in a dream.